I think it's time for Filipinos now to have a multi-asset approach in terms of their investing and not just jump from one asset to another taking money out. It's time that you start allocating at the very least four asset classes: Philippine stocks, US stocks, crypto markets, and the Forex market, so that you get that possibility of gain should one market not do well for you. Hey guys, so by the time we're making this video, the Philippine Stock Exchange Index is around the 6,900 mark, where it has moved up a very good sum over the past few weeks. And if you've been watching the videos that I have been posting over the past weeks, we have noted significant reversals from the chart of the Philippine Stock Exchange Index, but not just the PSEI. A lot of large cap stocks are also moving up and reversing, primarily because volume is getting bigger, and then we're seeing a lot of foreign funds also enter the markets as well. And by the time this is being filmed, we're seeing a lot of upward action for Ali, BDO, Jollibee, ASEN, GT Cap, CNPF, and so much more. We are seeing a lot of the good ones being bought back up. A lot of the things that were present a couple of months back are starting to dissipate, meaning the lockdowns are starting to get looser. We are seeing more vaccine rollouts. Then we're seeing the coronavirus cases also start to drop down. And as what we've been talking about in some of the videos, that when we see numbers for those stats get better, it will create a more positive sentiment. And as it creates more positive sentiment, more people will start to come back in again. In other videos also that I would mention that I'm entering the Philippine markets, even though it's not as appealing, even though it's not as good, because I was also thinking that at some point, regardless in what time it would be in the future, a reversal would happen. And as what we're seeing right now and as what's happening right now in the markets, we're actually in the midst of it reversing. And that's why it's so relevant and it's so important for you to actually plan, and not just plan, also plant. And since everything is cyclical, what used to suck before, what used to be bad before, its day and its time will come in the sun that it also will become better. And that's what we're seeing right now. And to flip things up, look at the US markets, look at the crypto markets. It's somehow, no, there's volatility, but we're not really seeing a firm direction on it pushing up rapidly or going down rapidly as well. We're seeing the crypto markets down also. BTC is around the 32,000 mark. Ethereum is around the 2,400 mark. BNB has dropped below 400. So a lot of the larger tokens also are down. I'm just gonna flip also my strategy also on what I have been doing in the Philippine market when it wasn't really moving as much. And I'm just gonna continue to do it also with the cryptocurrency market, meaning Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Cake, VET, and all of the other cryptocurrencies that I like. I'm gonna keep on adding to them. I'm gonna keep on stacking them, because here's what I do know. I can wait it out. Everything that I'm putting is extra money. No matter how big the markets would drop, I can tolerate the downward movements because it's all excess money. It's money that even though it goes to zero, of course it would suck if it would go to zero, but it's something that I tolerate, and it's something that I've already segmented that, okay, it's not part of what I would use to live. It's not what I would use to live my daily life. That's why I'm okay to keep on adding to them, which is very interesting, because I do know that a few months from now, even if it takes a few years also, that they will reverse, they will go higher, but not just go higher, whatever all-time high, those tokens and coins that have so much utility, I really believe over time they would massively break that and they would go higher. And that's why I'm adding to them. In the same way also, that's why I'm adding to the large brands and the large tech companies that I know that I like in the US markets, while I'm also maximizing whatever growth is here in the Philippine stock market. So please remember, this was not the scenario over the past few months where crypto markets and US markets were doing well, the Philippine market was going down. Right now, the attention, at least from a Philippine perspective, is moving towards Philippine markets. And as we're seeing more of it in Philippine markets, some of the things that I did, by the way, is that some of the issues that I bought earlier that have moved up also, I took profits on some of them and then use the same amount of money to buy more of the large cap stocks. And as what I've said, every time I take profit, I don't take it out of the market. I don't use the cash. I just reinvest it, And I'll say this over and over if you're watching me just now, there is power in reinvesting whatever gains that you've had. There is power when you start to earn, you don't take it out and you use it to buy more. So some of the issues I took profits from, I used that to buy the large cap stocks. And siguro I'm sharing my mentality also on why I'm doing that for Philippine markets is that I think I'm taking a lot of riskier bets in the crypto space. That's why for the Philippine markets, even from the ones I took profit from, I'm buying the GT caps of this world, the Ayala Corps of this world, the ones that I know will have a bit of stability. I'm also double downing on a lot of the dividend stocks that I like, primarily the ones that are defensive. Of course, they won't give me the upside, but I like the cash flow that I would get from it. And above and beyond that, I also like the stability that I could get because as you all know, the cryptocurrency market space is very, 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 very volatile. And the Philippine markets right now is giving me also somehow a hedge of stability. And it's just interesting and it's just nice to see that it's not just giving me stability right now, but it's giving me also capital appreciation. I think it's time for Filipinos now to have a multi-asset approach in terms of their investing and not just jump from one asset to another taking money out. It's time that you start allocating at the very least 4 asset classes: Philippine stocks, US stocks, crypto markets, and the forex market so that you get that possibility of gain should one market not do well for you. And I want to mention this that given the higher amount of risks that I'm taking also in the cryptocurrency market space, I'm going to try to look for more fixed income assets. Of course, bonds fit in that category. However, I will be very, very sensitive about the amount of interest that I could possibly get in those bonds. It's very, very important for me that I get a very, very good yield. So the reason why I'm doing that, totoo, it's not going to earn as much, but I really need to balance my portfolio out so that I could take on more risk in the cryptocurrency market space. So that's what I've been doing. I've been not just adding, I've been trying to take on more positions that if it would pay out very, very well in the midterm, it would reward me very, very good as well. But if it doesn't, at least my positions in safer investments would also allow me that stability. And the approach on how I would invest right now has been shifting also to a multi-asset discipline, that there's so much relevance on proper asset allocation. I'm a firm believer of technical analysis. I'm a firm believer of timing the markets. I'm a firm believer of following trends and reversals. But what I've realized is what a lot of Filipinos lack in terms of investing is the proper allocation, the proper segmentation, and the proper balancing of their portfolio also in terms of risk management. The positions that I've taken in Philippine stocks a couple of months back, when it wasn't so fun, it wasn't so exciting, it's materializing right now. The positions that I took when it was boring, it was mundane, it wasn't something that people wanted to come into, I'm realizing it now. I'm feeling the movement right now. In the same way, in the crypto space, it's down. A lot of people are fearful, but that's the time that I'm actually accumulating and stacking and putting even more. Even if it goes down lower, I'm gonna continue to stack. I'm going to put in and I'm going to add more. Our biggest advantage, especially for those of you who are entrepreneurs, for those of you who are employed, for those of you who have income that's coming your way, hindi kayo mawawalan ng balay because you have the ability to continually put in because cash flow is coming your way. And the best thing that you could ever do in the prime of your years is to use that money and put a larger portion of it to invest. And that's what I'm doing. And what's so interesting about this is because this is in YouTube, it gives me the opportunity also to see that if the bets that I've placed right here is something that's also beneficial. To sort of wrap this video up, what I want to convey to all of you is the best time to position is when it's boring. The best time to position is when no one wants to pay attention to it because that's the best time you get to accumulate a lot. And it's nice to have other markets where you are invested in because when one market is not doing so well, you should be accumulating on that. And then when other markets are pushing higher, you should be maximizing those gains and maybe taper off a bit on what you are buying because you're trying to maximize the upward swings of that. But it's so important to have a multi-asset disciplinary approach on how you can actually do it. So your asset is not just tied to a single category so that when it's not performing well, you have others that will perform for you as well. So please take the time to balance your portfolio out. Please do take the time to invest in certain assets that you believe in and then double down on that, but in the same way, and buy other assets that are either so different to it. And for me, Philippine stocks, US stocks, cryptocurrencies, and the forex market, and surrounded by other fixed income instruments that are relatively safe for me. Then, as some of those make money, take profits on some of them, and stack on the ones that you want to hold on to for the long term. So for Philippine stocks, for me, so it's those large conglomerates. For US stocks, it's those large brands. For cryptocurrencies, it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB. So I hope you guys got a lot from this, and congratulations to those who are performing well in the Philippine markets, because it's nice to see the Philippine markets continually push up. It's nice to see also from a technical analysis point of view that we are seeing a lot of them start to reverse. And it's nice to see the ones that took the risk when everything was a bit fearful, that they're actually maximizing those earnings right now. Think about the PSE a couple of months back when no one wanted to get into it. That's where I think Bitcoin is also, in terms of it dropping, in terms of it being fearful. And don't just look at the price right now for the cryptocurrency market space. Look at the adoption. Look at the number of the large companies around the world that are building infrastructure around it, that are preparing for it. So there's a lot of talk kasi of institutions trying to buy Bitcoin at a very, very low price. That's well and good, but it's not something that we can control. It's not something that changes any of its fundamentals. But companies building infrastructure, building technology surrounding cryptocurrencies, surrounding the real-time applications of it, is what's going to make it go higher later on in the future. Again, if you're new to this channel, this is Marvin Germo. I'm a stock market trader and investor. Please do take the time though to study and learn the stocks and cryptocurrencies on your own. It's your money, it's your responsibility. This is not financial advice. But if you want information about this, like, share, subscribe, and smash the bell every time I create new content about this. And if you want to invest, I mentioned a lot of asset classes a while ago. If you want to invest in US markets, we have GoTrade. You get to buy US stocks for $1. The link is in the description below. If you want to trade cryptocurrency markets, we have Binance. The link is in the description below as well, which allows you to buy a lot of those altcoins. And now, a lot of you have been asking about the Forex markets. Below, we have XM. They're one of the largest Forex brokers in the world. Check them out. And if you want to dabble into the Forex markets, it's something very, very interesting as well to try. Then lastly, for those who want to learn more, I have a Stock Smarts technical analysis class, which is happening this July. The link is in the description below. We're going to talk about candlesticks, Bollinger Bands, MACD, ADX, RSI, Parabolic SAR, and so much more. If you want to learn more about that, it's 2 full weekends, 4 half days of pure learning, which is online. So if you are not from the Philippines, or if you are not from Manila, that didn't have the time to be able to attend a physical seminar, this is for you. And for those who want to grab a copy of my books, they're available in all national bookstore outlets nationwide, but they're also available via Shopee. Links are in the description below. So I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I do hope that this is something that's very, very insightful. And I guess that this is just also a reminder to everyone that while the Philippine market is moving up, please don't get so emotional. Please don't get so excited. Follow and maximize the trend. As long as it's not showing you any reversal signals, yes, hold it. Because again, there's a lot of emotions when the market is down. Emotions of fear, emotions to push you to panic. But there's also a lot of emotions when Philippine markets are up. Emotions to cause you to sell prematurely. And I'll say this over and over. Focus on your strategy. Focus on your system. Focus on your plan. Ignore what everyone else is telling you. Focus on what you need to do. Focus on trying to win for your own dreams, for the things that you actually need to finish, because that's how you win. That's how you move forward. It's all about running your own race, all about studying and building the discipline to be able to execute on your own. So that's it for now. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.